What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
I just wanted to briefly talk about the independent space for sports talk, specifically basketball talk, NBA podcasts, right? Now we live in an era where you got all these NBA players, either solo podcasts or group podcasts that they do together. And you would think this is a very good thing. We want to hear from the players. They play the game. They have more insight. They have more knowledge. They can tell their own stories and put that information out to the world instantly, because you know how the media can be and the media narratives, regardless to what player you are. And a lot of players don't have, in the past, never had a platform to speak for themselves so conveniently. So naturally, you would think that we want to hear the players talk more than we would somebody that never played the game that we see day in and day out talking about it. You know what I mean? I've had people come to me when people disagree with what I gotta say. They say, "Who are you? What have you played? Have you played in the NBA? How dare you criticize this player, this player, this player? You never played. He's an actual NBA player. You're a guy sitting in his dirty room, not dirty, but you get what I'm saying. You're a guy sitting in his little room on YouTube, and you're calling this player out on what he said or his game? Come on, man. If that's your rebuttal, that means you have nothing to say about the point I made. You've just told me that you've lost the debate once you start doing stuff like that. But anyway, the problem is, you would think this would be a good thing, and a lot of these guys would put good information out, tell accurate stories, break the game out appropriately all the time. But a lot of them don't do that. They don't. Now we hear players just giving hot takes, either just to be trolls, just to get certain conversations buzzing for clicks, for views. They'll just put hot takes out whether they agree with it or not. And then you got some guys that actually believe some of the stuff they're saying. And it just blows my mind. I was like, well, these are all guys that actually played or are still playing. And you hear the stuff coming out of their mouth. It's atrocious. And another reason I'm not a big fan of a lot of these player podcasts, and they invite other players on their show to talk about situations, to talk about events that happen, whatever the case may be. It's still a lot of it isn't open-ended, and it's not transparent, and a lot of it's not organic. They still go to exploit. Let's just use Ben Simmons for an example, right? You got Ben Simmons coming on the show. We all know the drama and the story behind Ben Simmons' last couple years. And it's like, okay, Ben's like, okay, I could come on your show, but you're not allowed to ask these questions, and you're not allowed to talk about this, and you're not allowed to say this about me. But what the hell am I watching the show for? Why the hell do I want to watch you get on this show and talk? When you're already dodging questions and dodging topics because you don't want to talk about it, you're embarrassed, or you have no answer for the shenanigans and the BS that you've been doing, and your sensitivity, all that. Why do I want to watch that? I finally have a chance to let these players just get out and air it out, and they're still controlling the topics and trying to put out a very specific story by avoiding the things that really matter and that people want to hear about. Another thing I don't like is that the players, they're all pro players, right? So they'll just get on here. Still, for example, let's say Ben Simmons was on whatever podcast, All the Smoke, right? Actually, All the Smoke's a good example, because Stacks and Matt Barnes, they do the same thing. I used to like their show when it first came out, and then I started realizing that these guys are just yes men, and they were contradicting their opinions depending on who was the show. You'd have X-Player on the show with Barnes and Stacks. And X-Player could be talking about how the league today is so much more skilled. These players are so much more skilled. They can do this, they can do that, they can shoot. And Stacks and Matt Barnes would just be up there, yes, man, yeah, no, yeah, man, yeah, for sure, man, yeah, you got it, you nailed it, yeah, the skills this, the skills that. A couple months later, they bring out another player, probably an old school player. Let's just say Isaiah Thomas, using this as an example. And then Isaiah Thomas might be a bad example. But let's just say, I don't know, Xavier McDaniels, right? X-Man gets on there. And he's saying that the complete opposite of what Ben Simmons said. It's like, yo, our league was better. We were actually more skilled. We were tougher. This is the things we had to play through. We still got it done. This, that, and the third. Our league was better. And we were more skilled. Shooting doesn't equate to being more skilled. The rules are different, but we had all the skills in the back, blah blah. And stacking them, be right there like, yeah, man, no, you absolutely right. Yeah, back then, yeah, we were cut for some of that cloth, man. We came in, in the late '90s. Whatever. I don't know about Matt Barnes, but I think Stack did. I think he came in Kobe's draft or around Kobe's draft. I'm not sure about Matty Barnes, but yeah, yeah, man, it was different, man. We would be beasting in today's NBA. If we played today, we could shoot that thing. We could have the ball for long stretches of time and monopolize the ball like the players of today. Man, we'd be beasting, man. And I'm like, bro, you just a yes man. Whoever's on the show, you just gonna agree with them. You're not gonna give them any type of serious pushback and really express yourself how you want to express yourself and tell them how you really want to feel if it leads to controversy. Like legit controversy on your show. That's what I don't like. So now it's like, man, the players were supposed to offer a different dynamic. And now I've just found out that the players are just as goofy and just as stupid and just as absent-minded as anybody else out here on TV putting out takes, debating, including myself, because I'm not always right. I'll be the first to tell you. See, I'm okay with transparency on my platform. I can say what I'm wrong. There do be people calling me out in the comment section. And if they right, they right. It is what it is. I'm not... Listen, man, some people... I don't know. But it's no different. It should be a much better product, and it's really not. Most of them ain't. One thing I like about Gil's Arena, and I do not like Gilbert Arenas. He's one of these trolls. Gilbert's one of these hot take guys. Gilbert's one of these guys that contradicts himself. He likes to get the pot stirred up. That's Gil. But amongst the rest of his panel, these people be actually expressing how they really feel, and they be going back at each other. They do. They might be a little more delicate with, the guests that come on one time as opposed to the people that may be on fairly regularly. But as opposed to everything else out there that I've seen, I obviously haven't seen every podcast, but they at least be going at it and expressing how they really feel most of the time, despite Gilbert's antics and trolling. Whether I agree or disagree. And I like that they got Rashard McCants, because it's good to have a Kobe guy actually defending Kobe. But even McCants, while I agree with some of his Kobe takes as far as his conclusion and his point, his argument for Kobe, his argument skills, and how he expresses it, it's not very good all the time. I just be like, please get me on the show. I will help you with the Kobe Bryant takes and actually give good, valid, cohesive, points and arguments on which can be a foundation for your conclusion. But it is what it is. I mean, don't get mad at me because I say please put a Kobe guy in there, because there's like LeBron guys and Jordan guys everywhere. So why can't I have a Kobe guy on the show for once? My Lord. Anyway, I said it'll be brief. That's all I gotta say about it. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. I catch you on the next one. We out, baby.